Okay, the first four questions here we have from section 4.2 of your books, finding percentages of numbers. And the percentages I've chosen here are fairly complex percentages, but they're very easy to do if you just have a understanding of what they mean. So the first one, 12.75%, is really the same thing as 12.75%. And because it's a percent, you need to think of it as this fraction and then this equivalent fraction. Okay, the pathway of thinking goes exactly like this. You got to bring it from here to there, from there to there, and once you have it here, you then read it as 1275 10,000ths, which is this number. Of means multiplication and 1200, and if I work this out, I take my calculator, and I go decimal 1275 multiplied by, oh, clear. What was the number I had to multiply it by? 1200 equals, oh, heavens to Betsy, I did that wrong. Let's try that again. Decimal 1275 multiplied by 1200 equals $153. Okay. Now, I don't want to tell this to everybody because if I do, you're going to use it all the time and never think again. But if I thought about this question in a calculator and I put 12.75 and I press this button right here, this percent button right here, that percent button, if I pressed it, no, doesn't work. Let's try that again. Huh. 12.75%. Huh. It's not working on mine. Okay, forget I said that. Ignore everything I just said. I can't erase it, but ignore it. So again, for this one, you need to first think about 0.8% as this number, which as a fraction would be 0.8 out of 100, which is the same thing as 8 over 1,000, which is the same thing as 8,000ths times 240. Take your calculator. 8,000ths, or 8.8% of 240 is $1.92. Okay. Your next question, 205%, is 205 out of 100, which is 2 5/100ths. Okay, which is 2 5/100ths. So 2 5/100ths times 84. 205% of $84 is $172.20, which makes sense because if I'm looking at percentages, if I had $84, 205% of it would be doubling it plus an additional 5%, right? Which makes sense. And your last question, 0.005% would be 0.005 out of 100, right? I have to multiply it by not one, not two, but 3 tens, which is 1,000. Multiply it by 1,000, which means I have 5 over 100,000, which is 5 100,000ths. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths of 10 million. So I'm going to take my calculator and go decimal 0.0005 times 1 million, or 10 million, sorry. I think that's right, is $500. Okay, so your answer for that last question is $500.